So non-kosher is not just meat. Non-kosher applies to everything. So, for example, if something is eaten, is grows in a certain way, an apple, an orange, a watermelon, kiwi, something like that, there's no such thing as a kosher kiwi or a kosher banana or a kosher apple. Why? Because you eat them in their own the way they grow. You could eat any kiwi, any onion, any type of fruit or vegetable. There's no such thing as kosher fruit or vegetables. But anything that requires preparation, that has to be kosher. Even if it's not meat, even if it's something as simple as chocolate or wine or candy. Why? Because in today's world, there are countless different chemicals and ingredients that are used that if you would have known what they are, even if you don't keep kosher, you still wouldn't want to eat them. Some years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, the Rabbanit, my wife, God bless her, put together a list of different ingredients that are put in all of the food in the world today. Different amount, different places. Some of these ingredients are so awful that when you read it, you want to vomit. For example, how many of you, raise your hand, by a show of raising of hand, how many of you would volunteer to eat the rectum of a raccoon? How many of you? Raise your hand. The rectum of a raccoon. Who wants a bite? How many of you like to eat worms? Come on, raise your hand. Who wants to eat worms? How many of you would like to eat hair of different species, sometimes humans? How many of you want to eat human hair? Nobody's raising their head. I'm the only one. Why? Because no one wants to eat this garbage. But guess what? A lot of this stuff isn't food. Non-kosher food. So, somebody in, I believe in Europe, but it came out in the Israeli news a couple years ago, did a research. How many ingredients go into a single French fry? Potato French fry from McDonald's. Who wants to guess? How many ingredients are in a single French fry from McDonald's? 5? 85. Next. 185. How did you come up with these numbers? No. 850. 150. That's the answer. 150 ingredients go into a single French fry. Now, the average person, you go make a French fry in your house, maximum. Let's say you take the potato, that's one ingredient. You put a little salt, second ingredient. Put a little oil, third ingredient. I don't know, put a little seasoning, fourth ingredient, 5. Maximum, if you're like a chef, 6 ingredients. For heaven's sake, what's the other 144? On a burger from McDonald's. On a burger, they had over 800 different ingredients. 800 different ingredients on a burger. Now, what does this mean? Now, you try this at home if you want. Somebody did this test by accident. It actually started as an accident and ended up being a serious research. Somebody, like I guess sometimes single people or people that are young, they don't pay attention to things. She bought a burger. She bought a burger from McDonald's, but she forgot to eat it. And somehow her or somebody put it in some shelf. And she didn't look into this burger for a year. Now, if you go make your own regular, go to the kosher store, buy a burger, you put it, you bake it on the barbecue, nice, delicious burger, but you forget to eat it. Guess what? In maximum 3 days, you're going to remember you didn't eat it. Why? It's going to smell. It's disgusting. Something's going to happen. You're going to know that there's a burger somewhere. If you throw garbage and the garbage guy doesn't come, your whole outside becomes smelly after a couple of days. Why? Because of the garbage. But guess what? For 1 year, she has this burger in the house, not a single stench, nothing. After a year, she finds the burger. She says, it looks perfectly fine. Guess those 800 ingredients are doing something to preserve the dead, maybe a mummy or something. Somebody else took the research a step further. 14 years. 14 years, burger from McDonald's. 14 years. They said The burger didn't look so bad after 14 years. Any normal meat that you put outside after 3 days should be full of maggots, worms, and other things that are eating it. It's not supposed to survive. If it survives for a year, if it survives for, needless to say, 14 years, obviously those ingredients, they cannot be good for you. It cannot be good for your body to have something that's going to survive a nuclear war. It's not supposed to go in your body. So you see that these ingredients are not good for you. Now, sometimes those same ingredients go into candy. When you buy things like gummy candies, gummy bears, Skittles, all types of gummy candies, a lot of them have an ingredient called gelatin. Gelatin in the non-kosher world is made from a product that any of you that would know it would be disgusted and reviled by it. What is it? It's bones. The bones specifically of pigs most of the time. Most of the time that this gelatin that makes the candy gummy comes from bones of pigs. Why pigs out of all animals in the world? Because pigs are the cheapest animal of all. They're a very cheap animal because they're very easy to grow, very easy to raise because they can eat anything, including you. And you can raise them anywhere practically almost any climate. So they're to kill them, to raise them, and so on is cheap, so their bones are the cheapest. They use those bones in order to make gelatin, which means that even though the candy seems like an innocent thing to do, the reality is that if you're eating non-kosher candy, 90% of the time you're also eating pig, or you're eating non-kosher animal of some other kind, because it's always bones, just depends what kind of bones it is. So when it comes to kosher, anytime something has a kosher stamp, there's a reason for it. Anytime there's something doesn't have a kosher stamp on it, there's also a reason for it. It's not because of money. It's not because the rabbis are trying to monopolize the market and get a little piece of everything in your life. It's simply because there's an ingredients, there's a thought process, there's an instruction set that the kosher companies follow that the non-kosher companies are just not willing to follow. I'll give you an example. Any of you ever heard of the orange juice, or at least they call it orange juice, called Sunny Delight? Sunny Delight, you kids heard of Sunny Delight? Sunny D it's called. Okay. So Sunny D, some years ago, used to be not kosher for years. It was not kosher. One day it became kosher. So that made people a little uneasy. Why was it not kosher for all these years, this Sunny D? And now it's kosher. What? Finally they paid off the rabbis? They finally paid off the rabbis. That's what you rabbis want. You guys, all you rabbis, all you care about is money, money, money. Finally you got the money from an orange juice company? What could you be in the West? They're pig in orange juice? Guess what? Sunny Delight for many, many years could not get a kosher certification. Why? Because they used an ingredient, I think it's called B26 or something like that, an ingredient to make their orange juice more yellow. Because they know by marketing, they know that people buy based on a visual. Not based, you can't taste it, you buy it a visual. So if this orange juice looks more yellow, it looks more delicious. So to make their orange juice more yellow, they put the special ingredient in it. What is this special ingredient? Why can't this ingredient get a kosher stamp? Because this ingredient is called B26 or something close to it. In our language, it's called crushed beetles. The beetles? Here you go. Enjoy your orange juice, sir. Enjoy. So anyone that's interested in this list of ingredients that are disgusting, I have a bunch of them. Point is, Rabotai, if something does not have a kosher stamp, there is a reason for it. But there are sometimes products that do not require a kosher certification. Sometimes they don't require kosher certification, and for those lists I can tell you at another time, but the point being is that 99% of the time, if it doesn't have a kosher certification, it's because it has one of these disgusting ingredients in it that most likely nobody knowingly would ever want. By the way, there's also another disgusting ingredient that a company called Pepsi started to use recently. We don't really know how many products they actually use it in, but they, along with several other companies, signed a contract with a company that does business with a company called Planned Parenthood. Anybody hear of Planned Parenthood? Planned Parenthood is a company that commits murder legally. they abort babies on a daily basis, and they actually get government funding to do it. Now, aborting babies is not enough murder for them, so they want to make money out of this murder. How do they make it? They take the aborted babies and they sell them. They sell them to a special company that knows how to take these aborted babies, the brain, the arm, the leg, the feet, all types of different body parts, and they make, guess what? Food products. They make food seasoning from babies. And this is available in your local supermarket. Enjoy. Now, would you ever buy a product that has a baby in it? Dead? No. But they don't call it crushed baby. They don't call it aborted baby. They call it some letter and number next to it that looks weird. But if you look into it, you'll see it. I forget the names of all of them. I think it's called Sim or something. But anyway, I have all these names on my computer, on my phone. I could show it to you. But the point is that all of this is real. It's not some conspiracy. If it's not kosher, there has to be a reason. Has to be. Has to be a reason. It's not because of money. Drinking products have it. Pepsi has it, apparently. If some of them, not all of them. I know that there's some people that made a big stink about it when they found out about this deal between Pepsi and this company, that Pepsi says, no, we're not using it because they lost their kosher certification and they got it. I'm not really sure. I think that they stopped using it. The point being is that there's maybe, I would say, a dozen or so products that have it. Potato chips, drinking products, a few food products, seasoning products. It's across the area. It's not just one thing. It's not just stay away from this one drinking product. It's a bunch of things. Because again, it's food products, food coloring, those things go into everything. If you could, there is a food product, a food seasoning that they take. I don't even know how they come up with this stuff, to be honest with you. You have to be not like, I don't know, you have to be like a rasha with a degree. So they take now every hair has like a thing that holds the hair in your body. Same thing for an animal. There's a thing that holds it. I don't know what that thing is called. The thing that holds the hair. Well, that thing is a certain layer of the skin. There is a company that decided somehow to take that part of all the different disgusting animals and make a food product out of it. Make a seasoning out of it. And there's a seasoning that comes specifically from the sweat gland. Specifically from the sweat gland. They don't take the whole skin. Just the sweat gland they want. Just the thing that holds the hair. I don't know how you could figure out that this would taste delicious. I have no idea. But people come up with different strange things. Point is, Abutai, is that there is some awful things that are in the food. Sometimes there are awful things in your food that you're actually allowed to eat because they don't have a taste. Like sometimes there's gelatin in let's say a pill, a medicine pill. Most medicine has some, the casing, it comes from gelatin, but you're allowed to have it. Why? Why are you allowed to have this gelatin, not the one that's in Skittles or something with jelly candy? Because the one that's in the medicine does not have taste. So you're allowed to have it. So the point is that you need to know what's allowed, what's not allowed, because each one of these things are not only could hurt you, but also most likely disgust you if you actually knew what they are.